and welcome to the Brian Fagan YouTube channel. I'm Ricky Whitehead, and today we're diving into a really important topic. Will a Texas divorce impact my adoption? If you're someone who's either adopted or in the process of adopting, you might be wondering how a divorce will affect your parental rights and the legal standing of your adoption. This is a common legal concern, and I'll walk you through what you need to know under Texas law. I'll also share a real-life example to help paint a clear picture of how this can play out. First things first, let's start with the basics. In Texas, once the adoption is finalized, the adoptive parents hold the same legal rights and responsibilities as biological parents. This means that in the event of a divorce, the court would treat an adopted child exactly the same as a biological child when determining child custody, visitation, and child support. The courts operate under the principle of the best interest of the child. This rule applies in any family law case involving children, including adoption cases. So if you and your spouse are divorcing, the focus will be on what arrangement best serves the child, regardless of whether they adopted or are biological. But what happens if you file for divorce while in the middle of the adoption process? This situation can be a bit more complicated. Typically, the court will halt the adoption to reassess whether the adoption is still viable given the divorce. Both parents must demonstrate that they are still committed to the adoption for it to proceed. If one parent changes their mind or becomes hesitant about the adoption, the court could delay or stop the adoption altogether. However, if both parents show a united front and continue to push for the adoption, the court may allow it to proceed. The child's stability and well-being will always be the court's primary concern. Let's take a look at a real-life scenario to help put this into context. Imagine John and Emily. They're a married couple in Texas. They're in the process of adopting a young girl named Sarah. However, as the adoption process moves forward, their marriage begins to fall apart and they decide to file for divorce. Even though they're divorcing, John and Emily still want to adopt Sarah. They both bonded with her and they believe it's in her best interest to be part of their family. When they go to court, the judge temporarily pauses the adoption to reassess their commitment. After hearing from both parents and seeing their dedication, the court allows the adoption to move forward. However, once the adoption is finalized, the court also must address how custody and visitation are going to be arranged in the divorce. In this case, the court ruled that John and Emily would share joint custody of Sarah, and both parents would continue to play active roles in her life, just like any other divorce involving biological children. Sarah's best interests remained the court's top priority, and the fact that she was adopted had no bearing on the outcome. In some cases, a divorce during the adoption process could lead to one parent withdrawing from the adoption. If that happens, the court will have to decide whether to grant the adoption to just one parent or terminate the process entirely. However, as we've seen, if both parents remain committed, the court may allow the adoption to continue. Once the adoption is finalized, the divorce will proceed like any other case involving children. Custody, visitation rights, and child support will be determined based on the best interest of the child. Both adoptive parents will have equal parental rights and responsibilities. So to sum it up, while a divorce can certainly complicate the adoption process, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the road. By working closely with your family law attorney and maintaining a focus on what's best for your child, you can still move forward with an adoption, even in the midst of a divorce. The court will always prioritize the child's well-being, and both adoptive parents will continue to have legal rights and obligations towards the child post-divorce. So thank you for joining me today and discussing this important issue. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the Brian Fagan YouTube channel for more insights on Texas family law. Your support helps us continue to provide valuable information to families navigating these complex situations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the end. We understand that divorce can be expensive depending on the situation. That's why we're offering our Do-It-Yourself Texas Divorce e-course. You can get access to this e-course by clicking on the link in the description below. Catch you in the next video.